Okay, so it's the one you've all been waiting for. It's the cedar cladding. We are using, as Adam likes to call it, Canadian gold. It's really expensive and there's very little of it in the country and there's a big weight for it. So therefore, if you ask where I'm going to get it from, I'm not going to tell you, simply because you'll use up my stock and I won't be able to finish my jobs. But after the panic's over, I'll soon tell you. Right, so we've double latted the building there. We've membraned it with a bit of membrane and we've double latted to allow an airflow. We're using the cedar, as we said. Amy's cutting it over there to length. We've set the gauge on the saw to cut it. We are using stainless steel 18 gauge brads, and we are using the Pasload 18 gauge. We use 18 gauge because it leaves a smaller head hole. You need to nail in the groove, in the tongue rather, so that you don't see it and it's concealed. So your first board is going to have a corner on anyway, so we can face fix it there and get it nice and plumb with the level. And then we fix it on the edge of the tongue like that, and then I will then get another board that Amy's pre-cut, pop it in, there you go, and then one more time I will fix it. You want to come in closer? You can see where it's going to fix there at an angle, so it's gone in there at an angle like that one has there, and you can't see it then when the board's up, so they won't pushing tight like that and fixing in. So what I'm going to do, I'll do all the vertical ones, then I'll show you how to do the trim around the doors and the windows, the tops and the bottoms, and then I will also show you how we're going to get past this angle here, which we've got on both sides of this. Okay, so keep watching and I'll show you how to finish off your cedar cladding. Thank you. So this is the side, this will be the last piece before the reveal goes on the door. So what I've done, I've measured down from the top where I want it to cut off, and that there will be the height of my top piece. I've also measured under the sill, and that distance there, I've measured from there to the end of that batten. I'll have to notch out around that a little bit, but basically I'm going to cut that section out of the wood. So that distance there is that distance. No, sorry, start again. That distance there is that distance, and I've cut it there, and also cut it there, and that'll form the shape I need to get around the door. So I'll cut that out. I'm going to use a circular saw for that, and then I'll show you how I fit it. Cut back for the height at the top. It's cut back in line with these as well. So there'll be a reveal piece going there. I'll show you what I do with that, and then I've notched it round the bottom of the sill. It's a little bit tight to get in, so what I've done, I've cut off a little bit of the tongue off that board and a little bit off the back groove of that board, and then force it in at an angle and draw it in. What I'll do now, I'll secret pin it through that at an angle there into that slate that, and there and there. Right, so I've done the top and I've done the bottom. I've worked my way across here, but now we've got this angle here. It's 22.5 degrees. So what I've done, I've ripped a piece down, and I've ripped it down greater than 22. It's about 30 degrees is that piece. And what I'm going to then create is like a little staff bead. So I've now actually reversed my tongue, because I'm now going that way. I'll explain that in a minute as well. So what I'll do now is I'll run a bead down, and that'll go down there like that. I'll cut the next piece going that way back at 30 degrees as well, and that'll butt up like that, and then you'll have a nice little detail there just to create that corner. I could have gone like that and put 22.5 degrees on it and join it together, but it will open up because it's wood and it's outside, but that, when it opens up, will still look nice. So that's it. So basically I'm going to go that way with them ones. I'm going to put my bead in there, go that way with that one, and basically it's just exactly the same as that, round the doors, round the windows. Again, we've got another angle there, it's the same angle as that. We'll do the same detail on there, and then we'll run it all the way through there as well. So because I've reversed this board, I'm now left with two tongues. So what I'm going to do, I've run a Stanley knife down that tongue there. I'm going to break that off, tidy that up, and then what I'll do is I'll cut another piece of board that thick, put a bevel on it, then slide it up, and you'll never notice that then when it's finished. So what I've done, I've cut down this piece there. I've already got the groove, but I've cut it to width, and I've chamfered that. I don't know if you can see the little bevel I've created on that, and then that'll just slide in there like that, like such. And I'll first fix it there, and I'll first fix it there, but the architrave will cover that, so there'll literally be one pinhole there, which will be fine. I put that bead on like I said, I butted it up against that 30 degrees, and then I fixed it through there into that cedar and also through there into them battens, and I'll put my other 30 degree up to that now. Right, so that's all the walls clad. We've cut round for the windows, so we're going to do the reveals now. So what I've done, I've cut this bit of cedar to fit in that gap there. What's happened, because it's a timber building, we make it plumb, you know, might get a little bit of movement, and the window fitter will put his windows in dead plumb. So sometimes that measurement there isn't true parallel. So what we'll do is we'll push this bit of cedar like that there, put it up to the window. I'll then draw a line down the back, like so. I'll cut that off with circular saw, plane it up, put a bit of a round on there and end, and then that'll then get fixed to that there, and then I'll show you how we'll put this architrave detail. So I'll do the same for that side and the top, and then I'll do the architraves around it, and that's almost the cedar finished. What I've done, I've ripped it down with the circular saw there, then I've used the power plane, give it a nice power planed edge on it, and what I'll do then, I will then just take off a little bevel there on the corner. Okay, so I've created the reveals around, I've pinned them on, I've put a little bevel on there and I've planed that down. What we're going to use now is this 40 by 18 finished cedar lat. I've cut a little notch out so it'll sit over the slat, over the sill like that. So obviously that I've cut that plumb, that's fixed back today. There's a little gap there, but it's not the end of the world. So what will happen now, that'll sit over there like such, and then we will fix that like that, all the way up. We'll do that one as well, and I'll show you what we'll do with the top. I've squared the top off and I'll explain that in a minute when I put the top on. Okay, so that's the two side architraves on. I've cut them out to go around the sill, and that's the top. So the reason why we've not mited them, because it's timber and it's outside, it will open up if we put a miter no matter, and I don't want to put glue on it and it'd be all messy. So we'll put a top hat detail on there. I've planed that little bit there, planed that little bit there. I've let it hang over 10 mil each side. What I'll do now is just fix that round there. So what'll happen now, it'll only take a couple of weeks and them holes will semi-closed up and the oil will go in them anyway and you won't even notice them again. So that's the reason why we do that detail there, because the miters will open up. That's your windows finished. So I'm going to finish the doors now. Sean is oiling. Have a look, he's starting to put that oil on now. He's using that oil. It's got a UV stabiliser in it to protect it from the sun, because as you know, cedar does grey over the years. And that tin there, really unbelievably cheap. Was £220. But there you go, we only do quality jobs, quality finish and quality products. Thank you. This is why we won't be fitting this shite again. That's Amy down there. This is Meet the Team. There's Amy. Oh, Amy, say hello. Hello. This is Swanley brick house. It's 5 metres by 3 metres deep. It's got 3 metre bifolds, tilt and turn window on the side there, and a window to the other aspect as well. We've finished it in cedar on the front and the sides, and on the back we've used a UPVC cladding board, which I'll show you as well. So if you want to jump down, I'll let you have a look around. Okay, so the aluminium doors have got integrated blinds on, which is a lovely little feature there. See them? So they'll never need cleaning. 3 metre bifolds, anthracite grey, 1 finger operation. Best market, best bifolds even on the market. Express bifolds in Leeds, supply them. We've fit him a desk unit there. He's got cupboards to the side. He's got a full opening window there which looks out onto his the aspect outside down there. Loads of light in here. His consumer units in there along with his hub for his internet. That's all tested and certified. We fit him a TV. He's got a digital 2 kilowatt heater there. We fit laminate. Beautiful little feature they are. It's absolutely fantastic space and a brilliant little office, and a fantastic customer as it happens as well. So I'll show you outside now. So like I said, these aluminium bifolds are the best on the market from a company called Express Bifolds, which is based in Leeds. 1 finger operation then, beautiful little slide on them, security locking system with a 5-point locking system on them. We've used Western grade cedar, we've treated it with a UV stabiliser. We've got a roof overhang there which is in black. Fire rated downlights in that as well. We've followed the roof round at the angle there. Fire rated downlights all around there, and if you can see down the side here, just needs a bit of a blow off now. We've used the UPVC cladding board, a shiplap board there on the back. Just needs a blow off to get the dust off. So there you go, another fantastic little build. If you want to step back, John, you can see it all in its full glory. 5 5 metres by 3 metres. Excellent little boat, finished really nice. We're going to drop back on this at some point and put a bit of decking around it as well.